This is the rawest and the realest WMMA podcast on the planet. This is Savage WMMAFAN podcast number 9. Let's go. Joanne Calderwood versus Jessica I. You know, folks, I really don't see JoJo losing this fight unless she just really wants to lose this damn fight. I mean, Jessica I, relatively slow, one-dimensional, very laborious footwork, doesn't have the kicks, doesn't have the ability to really counter kicks that well, and just not an all-around great fighter. Again, there's some fights where she fared well, but I just think JoJo Calderwood should do what she was saying in her, press interviews. Just punch her in the face. Punch her in the face, but don't just punch her in the face. Kick her in the face. Come at her with different angles. Take her down. Elbow her. Put her in an armbar. Like, I just don't see how JoJo Calderwood can come back with an impressive victory after that horrible disaster that I argue that she never should have took. Being impatient, waiting for the champ to come back against Jennifer Maia. She doesn't have to worry about the ground game. And honestly, I don't think Jessica I's striking, while it is decent boxing, I have to give her some credit. At the end of the day, it's not on the level of Jennifer Maia's boxing, striking prowess. Not at all. So JoJo Calderwood just needs to come in this fight focused, locked in, and ready to go. And I know some people have spoke about maybe JoJo shouldn't be talking as much shit as she's been speaking of late. And I kind of feel like if it motivates her, if it pushes her, if it makes her lock in, then I say go for it. There's a limitation to that, and I understand that sometimes a fighter can bite off more than they can chew, but, I feel like with Jessica I, considering Jessica I's messed up attitude and the way that she goes off on everything, I can see it. I can see her ready to fucking ring her bell, So, yeah, I think JoJo Calderwood has this fight. She just has to just go in there and beat the hell out of Jessica I, sip some water, pick up her check, and go home. So, yeah. And in the second fight, the one that I really want to see this weekend, we have Amanda Hebus versus Marina Rodriguez. Now as entertaining as I believe this fight is going to be, I'm going with Amanda Hebus. The split for me is like 70-30. Like, the only way Marina Rodriguez wins this damn fight if she keeps it standing. If she can stay on them stilts, she can wield her way to a victory. But if not, oh boy, Amanda Hebus is going to sink her motherfucking fist and sink her arms and just all types, just twist her like a motherfucking pretzel. That's the future for Marina Rodriguez if this fight gets to the ground. Now, I mean, she does have a decent guard defensively, but that's about it. That's all she really got, man. And I think Amanda Hebus has enough striking and speed mixed with combinations to hang with her for the stand-up for a little bit. Not for too long. Amanda Hebus, She has a disadvantage in terms of range and technical striking, and even with the kicks, uh, Rodriguez is shown to be very slick and dangerous. Maybe she can try to keep Hebus away with some teep kicks, some hard leg kicks to the side. I mean, there's a possibility she can win this fight. But if I was a betting man, I'm going to bet on Amanda Hebus in this one. Now, I want to sit back for a little bit and talk about something. And this may not interest everybody, but maybe some of you have noticed something missing on the channel of late. A certain sequence of videos. There's something missing, and I understand that. If you've been wondering, something you may want to watch or rewatch, and this is what has changed. I have made an executive decision to no longer feature and produce this Sunday morning roast segment. Yep, that's right. It's gone. I got rid of it. And it wasn't because it wasn't any fun. I mean, I enjoyed it quite a bit. I put a lot of energy into it. I really thought about, which angle, which pictures to feature. It was fun. But I had thought about it deeply after listening to a video by one of my favorite creators. And, it probably was already in the back of my mind. But, being a member of this WMMA community, I started to think like, now, first thing though, before I say that, I'm not going to stop being Savage WMMA. I'm not. This isn't a video about me being, completely reformed or some shit like that. Sorry, Stamina or whoever out there. You're not going to see me out there, rocking a fucking turtleneck sweater, sitting there on stage doing a television program with a very conservative wife, personality-wise, not politically speaking. Like, yeah, she saved my life. I was out there and I was snorting coke and making fun of Jennifer Maya. No, that's not what's gonna fucking happen. It's not. Don't even look forward to that. But I decided that maybe, just maybe, I can do some things to where I'm not really laying it on extra thick on some of these fighters, And I decided the easy way to do that is just to completely take the Sunday morning roast away, which it hurts. It hurts to take it away a little bit because it doesn't completely kill my fun or affects my ability to make good content centered around WMMA, but it kind of relates to things I love. Sunday morning, coffee, talking shit. It is kind of like a supreme thing. I'll find another way to fit that stuff in. But it's such a beautiful fit. But then I started thinking, like, at the end of the day, WMMA is such a small fucking world. And I know some people be like, oh, you scared some fighters going to hate you. Please. I can probably do things. I've probably already done things in my life a little bit worse for somebody to be upset with me or want to cuss me out. Hell, I probably get cussed out every day. I just don't know it. That don't mean shit to me. I'm not doing it so much as a moral obligation, but from a standpoint of consideration of, these fighters work real hard. I just feel like we living in this era, online era, where it's so easy to be misunderstood. And you got situations where, yeah, it would be so easy. It would be so fucking easy for me to just attack without, any big reason. And don't get it twisted. I'm not saying that me doing those things would necessarily turn me into the motherfucking Stephen A. Smith or WMMA. Oh, let me tell you something. That's what JoJo Calderwood gets for rolling with one Roxanne Moddaferi. I'm not saying that. But I don't want to be that. I want to be very informed in my criticism, as well as ruthless. But I don't necessarily need to lay it on extra thick because, fighters are sensitive too, And again, I'm not trying to become somebody who is not critical, but I just feel like I don't need that extra thing. That's all I'm trying to say, if that makes sense to you. Okay? Again, there will be no compromises with my language in general, and I am trying to focus as much possible as I can on the fighters, the actual fights. I mean, I need the dialogue, I need the stories, I need the other things. That makes it interesting. If you just want to hear nothing but fighting coverage and nothing, no person, well, you go wherever the fuck that's at. I'm not into that. I'm into the whole hybrid of things. You know what I'm talking about? So, yeah. So if you don't see the Sunday morning roast anymore, I'm sorry. I apologize, Daniel H. I know this is one of your favorite things, but I had to move on from it so I can focus more on other areas. And I'm going to speak more either in the middle of the week or by this time next week about those areas that I want to focus on. But yeah, I'm still talking shit. I'm still the fucking savage. I own that shit, okay? So, Dana's dilemma. This has been something that's been going on for a couple of weeks. And I haven't made a video on it, but I've definitely been talking in the live streams about it. So Dana wants to stop illegal streamers. Good fucking luck, big Bostonian head motherfucker. Good luck, But I was thinking, Dana White in the UFC has so many options to make up the money, to draw more attention, to get people to want to, see the fight. It's ridiculous. Like, a couple of suggestions would be not only push and promote better, even though they've done a good job relatively, they definitely need to push the women better, right? They need to focus more on storylines. I'm sorry. Look over the WWE. I mean, yeah, I'm sure a lot of their stories are trashy and whatnot, but look, some of the best stories that the UFC's come up with, like Khabib versus Conor, this shit was based on stuff that was mostly real, and they just sold it. So imagine if they put some fucking effort into the shit. You know what I'm saying? Also, I think they need to do a sliding scale with the ticket prices. See, why not do an early bird of $35 and then do like a midway point of $55 or $60? Then you may be able to pull off that $80 or $85, which personally to me I think is too high, but I'm just using that as an example. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, this is how I feel. I like the idea that Dana White is using national television and letting some people get that hit for free. You know what I'm saying? But there's just so many ways he could make more money. In so many different ways he could do events. And I'm not going to sit here and mentally struggle. Maybe I'll have some more stuff later I could suggest. Because he's not fucking paying me for this shit. So, yeah, I think there's a lot of things that Dana White can do to push that promotion where it needs to be. And if I had my choice of one thing, one little suggestion, the first suggestion to Dana White that I would make is sign Tanisha Tennant right fucking now. That'll help your motherfucking promotion. But hey, what can I say? I'm biased. Moving on. Randa Marcos returns March 27th to face Luana Pinheiro. I'm not going to say much about that fight. I got to do a breakdown, prediction, and whatnot. I'm definitely pulling for Quiet Storm in that one. But I really am excited that she got another chance. And even though it always seems like she's always thrown in the motherfucking Roman Coliseum against some of the toughest competition in the division. I mean, that strawweight division is deep as a fucking well. But I'm pulling for Randa, and I hope that Randa does well. And it kind of makes me think about, at what point is a fighter doing something to prove themselves? Like, what's the line between you going in there and just trusting your ability and having something to prove? I mean, I know some people say, well, of course, if you're a fighter, you got something to prove. Why the fuck would you fight if you didn't have something to prove? I understand that, but what I'm saying is, I think it's a mentality thing. There's a mental thing. There's something that triggers somebody's ability to trust in their ability, but have that extra focus and determination. And as I was thinking about Randa, I was thinking back to Joanne Calderwood having this motivation to bust Jessica's eye. And I was like, you know what? I remember when Randa Marcos fought Angela Hill. She did quite well in that fight, right? And she submitted her. She submitted Angela Hill. And I'm thinking, is that the trigger for Randa? Or is that a trigger, to get her in line, to focus, to be more aggressive in the match? So it's just interesting. I just wonder, or is it something personal or something? Like, I hope Randa figure it out, because she's a cool she's cool peoples, and she's a talented fighter. Roxanne Moddaferi. Is this the end for everybody's favorite flyweight grandmother? I'll be honest with you. It don't look good for Roxy. And I've talked a lot of shit about Roxy, and deservingly so. I mean, and I've said things like, she doesn't seem to want to be in there, really. Sometimes she fights aggressive, like she's trying to win. Sometimes she fights very tentatively. Sometimes she fights like she wants a title shot, but she doesn't seem to know how to call out for one. And she kind of got this nomadic attitude. It's like she want to live off the land, but she don't really want to support the company. Like, at a certain point, I have to start agreeing with Dana. It was like, what are you here for? I mean, I understand you want to be a lifelong martial artist. I mean, there are people who are into that, and I think they should be into that. But I'm like, yeah, there's a certain level of professionalism that you should have about your work. And at the end of the day, I'm not so sure that Roxanne has that completely. Like, she has it on one level. I mean, she washes her clothes, she washes up, she puts on her outfit, she shows up on time, but she just doesn't nail the promotional side. She doesn't nail the excitement side for fans. So after this brutal loss, I mean, technically she was still kind of coming at her, but she got beat up pretty bad by Araujo. And I think this at 38, no title contention in the near future, and in the division that's slowly starting to get better, I think it's almost that time. I'm not saying she has to hang it up, but she might be hung out to dry pretty soon. And it's kind of sad because she had talent. She had a lot of talent. She had no stand up. Her fucking stand up was just stand away. Just stay away. Like just like some of the most awkward combinations you've ever seen, but effective at times. I just feel that at the end of the day, Roxanne Modafferi is then a little disappointing because she had one title shot, and that was the inaugural flyweight championship fight that she wasn't even supposed to be fighting in. But since somebody had some weight problems, here's looking at you, Sarge, she ended up fighting. The girl that was scared of Valentina, Nico Montano. And that's sad. And I was telling some people on live stream, like if she never ever gets but that one opportunity at championship at flyweight, then that would be a tragedy. That would be very sad. And it will be kind of sad, but maybe it's not as deep as what I'm thinking. At the end of the day, who knows? Roxanne probably don't even fucking care, so oh well. The Savage of the Week. I'm going to fuck up her name. I got the Savage of the Week. I got the highlight. It's in the video library. I got everything right. Except for one thing. I don't know how to properly pronounce her name, but I'm going to try. And I'm going to fail. But I'll get it back. I'll get it together next time I speak about it, I promise. Moddaferi TKO'd Victoria Leonardo in her debut fight. It was beautiful. I mean, first it was like a head kick and then a barrage of boom, 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 boom strikes. You got to see it. Just go down a few videos. You'll see it. It was a beautiful, savage finish. Yeah, she's going to be a really, really good flyweight for that division. I'm telling you, Roxy and all these other people, they're in trouble. They're in trouble. So, I'm very excited. I'm very excited for these fights we got coming up. I'm not really excited about the Conor McGregor and Dustin Poirier, but hopefully it's a good fight, But I want you to have a good weekend, and I want you to enjoy those fights as we get off to a real good start for WMMA this year. It's me, WMMA's Sultan of Savagery. This is Savage WMMA Fan, and I'm out.